Next on WVUA 23 News, scattered storms are here once again. I'll have more on the forecast in just a few minutes.
We're turning our attention now to the weather. A very nice day weather-wise, but I know we may be in for some rain.
I know. Molly Starr joins us for the first look at the forecast. Molly.
Hey guys, you're right. We do have more rain on the way. Demopolis right now. You can see a raindrop there on the camera, but they're staying dry just for now. They had a rainstorm move through. If you can try and see, those roads are wet down there. And right now we're still seeing some of those scattered storms. Very much like yesterday, they moved in earlier this afternoon, but today they could be expected to stay just a little bit longer. We still have a few out there in our area, one small one in Tuscaloosa County, but I'll have more details on the rest of the forecast and the temperatures coming up in just a few minutes. We got another hot day under our belts and more are on the way. The rest of your forecast after the break. The sun was out and so were the clouds. Here in Tuscaloosa, you can see the duality of a storm moving through the area. Now, looking off to our west, we do see that there's some lighter clouds out there, but there are those dark rain clouds. And look at this temperature difference. The high today here, 93, currently 79 degrees. Don't get me wrong, it's still hot and muggy out there as it is same here in Demopolis, where when their storm passed through, because the roads are still wet, they also dropped to 79, but they're making their way back up because they're already back at 81. So it's that time of year where we're going to see these scattered storms go through the area. Pretty quick, heavy downpours, maybe 10 minutes or so, and then they're on their way out. Now, most of our area is hitting that drier little bit of a break of these storms. Now down there we're seeing some storms kick back up or diminish on their way out, but if we zoom in here in Lamar, Fayette, Winston, Marion County areas and Walker County, we're still seeing a storm make its way through. Now it's going through this area, you know, it's building on itself as the back end diminishes as well. It's just that time of year. These storms like to come and go, and you know, they're here to stay for the week, unfortunately. So Wednesday, once again, looks very similar to yesterday and today. However, Wednesday does have more of a potential for more storms. And then we're going to increase as we go into Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Those three currently are our biggest days for rain. So let's take a look at what Wednesday could potentially be looking like as we move through the rest of today. We do have some scattered storms out there about now. About headed out the door for work, you might still see that sun. Pretty sunny mornings we're experiencing here, but as those afternoon hours creep in, so do those storms. And then for your later evening activities, once again, could still see a stray shower out there. And then we're going to repeat this cycle all over again for Thursday. So I've gotten a lot of questions about, well, with all these scattered storms, when's the best time to go tanning or sit by the pool? So I built a little UV forecast for you. So as you can see, that peak is always at around 1 p.m. So over the next day tomorrow, make sure you want to go out to that pool about 11 to 2. That being said, please wear sunscreen and keep your skin safe, especially when your temperatures are looking like this at the peak of the day. Now, because we've seen all of those scattered storms, they're not looking like that right now. We actually have a wide range of about 13 degrees difference between our highest and our lowest temperatures. And you know, with this, we always have those feels like temperatures that are not even going to look like that. You know, they're always adding a few extra degrees, but we're stuck in a little bit of a pattern. We've got those overnight lows in the 70s, those daytime highs in the 90s, feeling closer to about 100 degrees. Now, with these storms, luckily we have some cool offs at the point of the day, but it'll feel hot and muggy. And the good news is none of this is severe. This is not a hurricane, but as we continue through hurricane season this year, download our free WVUA 23 app. Keep up to date with weather coverage and updates, as well as our social media platforms. Search Richard Scott, WVUA 23.
But it's been hot, and I do think the brain can kind of cool it down just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, 79 sounds like it's going to be nice until you step outside and your hair goes immediately frizzy because the humidity's at 90.
Right. So. Well, we had to wait and see. All right, Molly, thank you. Well, Gary Harris is standing by to look at what's coming up in sports. Gary, good evening. And final sports.
Yeah, Tyler Insider TV tonight at 6:30. And we're going to continue to talk about this unbelievable football recruiting role that Alabama is on.
All right.
Final weather?
Yeah, we're stuck in a pattern. We've we've got those 70s overnight, 90s in the daytime, and rain chances increasing as we make it our way into the weekend. Keep that umbrella on hand. Sunscreen and umbrella, that's the story.
All right, Molly, thank you. Well, that's going to do it for us now.
We're always on with updates on WVUA23.com and our social media platforms. Hope everyone has a great night.